everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. The stakes have been raised here in the wild card round as it's time to win or get an early start on the offseason. It's the Browns going up against the Bills. With that, let's get you up to a snowy Orchard Park. Enjoy the flag getting out of there tonight. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So the D-line's going to spread out.
Here we go. What? 90. What? Ohio.
Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Come on, let's go. Dread 38. Ohio.
They go play action now. Taylor. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Uh-oh, Charles, now you get to talk about your old spot, the secondary. Very key here in this one.
Yeah, you have to cut me off because, you know, I'll talk about them all game long. Love to see those guys match up and challenge the best wide receivers.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Let's go. Flex round. Watch the twist. Here we go. Ohio.
On second down, Taylor. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down.
Let's go. Dread 38.
Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And this is caught by Watkins. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Hey, 4 down. Here we go.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
A gain of 3, second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now Taylor to throw on second down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock the defense off balance, that'll drive the team towards a victory.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And this seemingly endless drive continues.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round.
They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
13th play now on the opening drive. Will this be the lucky one? It's 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Taylor. This will be caught at about the 3. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2. They'll run it with Bell. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
And boy, on the first drive of the game, I kept waiting for the field goal unit to come trotting out, but they stayed put. And this is a real statement here as they get a 1st and goal.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll try and run it in with Bell. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it,
and he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Le'Veon Bell with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. After the TD, here's Carpenter on to kick it away. Returnable here for Davis. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And incomplete to open things up. Jalen Strong, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. And trying to give a lift to this offense today will be the Duke, the former Cane, Duke Johnson.
Comes from a great tradition of runners at Miami of Florida. He's one of the best ones we've seen in recent years.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And Barnage has it on the right side. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
I I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Well, still in search of the first down after that last completion. Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Pat McAfee to kick it away. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. So on now is the punter, Pat McAfee, to kick this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And the Bills getting set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down.
Here we go.
Play action. Now Taylor. And he comes back with one complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Third down now following the completed pass. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Hey, got 3. Here we go.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Brand 38.
Out of the gun, it's Taylor. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
On 3rd down, Taylor. A screen to Bell. He'll get a couple yards on that one. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down. And for a second, it looked like it was all going to come together. And they had a chance to pick up a first down. But the defense got there and finished it off.
And here's a very low-line drive. Almost whiffed on it. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. And the Browns offense back out there ready to take over. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gets it to Strong. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Back to throw here. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. That one goes for 36 yards.
Let's face it, it's tough to defend guys just in regular time. But when they get extra time, when the guy maneuvers outside of the pocket, that's just almost unfair because now trying to stay with the receiver, very, very difficult to do, and a big play is often the result.
And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Byron Maxwell, the corner, in on the tackle.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Dree Archer with touchdown number 8 on the year. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. And his kick is right through. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here come the Bills. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Play action, it's Taylor. Going deep here for Stills. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. To throw is Taylor. And this is caught by Watkins. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Deep drop. He's going to let this one go deep. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
2nd down following the incompletion.
Here we go.
Throwing again, it's Taylor. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Taylor. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Here's Colton Schmidt now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And oh, at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Let's go!
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10.
Here we go!
Now Taylor to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses because they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on a play for an offense when they call that one. Because you got the linemen that have to move. You have the wide receivers have to get out and vacate. You got the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And, of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flush to his right. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he'd just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or two.
Back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Going up top. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
It wasn't third and long. It was more like third and attainable, and oftentimes offense just want to run enough to pick up a first down. But I think they wanted a break tendency there. Catch the defense plan for the short pass and push it downfield, and they almost collected a big play.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Let's get out of there.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. Over the middle and caught by the tight end play. And he's brought down after a good gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Final play of the half. It's Taylor surveying the field. He sets to fire deep into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Give him 3 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back to throw here. Strong grabs it over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Dree Archer, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now Taylor, he's going to launch this thing way downfield. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Cromartie. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
He's got the completion to Strong. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Here we go. Over. No, check. Patriot.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
All right, partner, let's go back over the last couple of plays. Sack, loss of yards on a running play. Not exactly the sequence that the offensive coordinator gets comfortable with when calling plays.
They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Here's Pat McAfee now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken from just outside the 30. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down. So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. This is Bell. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Now Taylor going deep here for Watkins. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here's Colton Schmidt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this will be taken at the 13. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And the Bills offense comes out ready to take over. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Man open right side. It's the tight end play. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
They come out here in the eye. Now a first down carry by Bell. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Second down following the run. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out. I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. And fights him off. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's Pat McAfee now. He's been terrific so far. That's taken it around the 40. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Flushed out right, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Taylor, incomplete.
The defensive coordinator came into this game with a plan to get to the quarterback with whatever type of pressure is necessary. It's working to perfection for him today.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. They go play action with Taylor. He's got time. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Taylor on 4th down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. And the Browns getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Time is starting to run out, really becoming a factor. We'll see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back to the offense. In motion is Strong. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's got under pressure. They got him again. Now the Bills will take another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This will be taken at the 10. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On second down, here's Taylor. Over the middle and caught by the tight end play. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Fresh set of downs here. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Taylor hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Check 26, check 26. Single, slot. Let's go. Hey, 38.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man complete. It's a big play for the Bills on third down. 44 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Back to throw. A screen to Bell. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Back to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This is taken near the 13. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. The wide receiver moving to a new spot. They'll come out throwing here on first down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to air one out. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
They'll set up a throw. He'll buy some time right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. He's going to look deep down the field. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Cromartie. And he's going to go down as time has now run out on this game. Overtime in a playoff game. Awesome setup. Remember, the rules the same as they would be in the regular season.
That's exactly right, Brandon. Remember, the receiving team, if they score a touchdown, game is over. But if they kick a field goal or don't score, the other team gets a chance to get the football. They get a possession. If they go down and score, they win the football game at that point. If both teams kick field goals, we keep playing. If a defense scores, let's say the receiving team gets the ball, doesn't score, or they throw a pick six or fumble, gets picked up, the defense scores, game over. But here's the best part. In the regular season, only one period is played. We can call it a tie. Here, we're going to play until we have a winner.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Bills. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Well, part 1 is done, now part 2. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Now Taylor with a draw to Bell. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
So 3rd and medium here, 3rd and 5. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now what can Taylor do here in overtime? Eluding the pressure right. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. They'll come out in the pistol. They come up with 1 running back. That's Bell. They go play action here on 1st down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. A screen to Bell. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. To throw is Taylor. Left side here, caught by Clay. 15 yards through the air on a 1st down.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They come up in an offset eye. The give is to Bell. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now Taylor. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Still catching our breaths from that electric finish. You get in overtime, that's one thing. It was a great 4 quarters. But then in OT, not only to win it, but to win it on a defensive score. Wow.
Oh, definitely. And I think from now on, we're going to definitely travel someone who could help us, because I thought I was going to pass out at the end. Not just getting to the overtime, but the plays in overtime that led to this one, and to finish it on a defensive touchdown, a takeaway that gets into the end zone. I'm not rooting for anyone, but boy, I love to see games finish that way.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Turn up. I'm breaking in. I'm at the pearly